There's actually a guy, this is not a joke, this is a guy that's copyrighted Happy Birthday, and you could actually be fined.
Why would you say that?
Just throwing it out. Just throwing it. Be careful. Be careful. I still wanted to wish you, Damien.
I sang the Stevie Wonder version.
The Stevie Wonder version, always better in anything. Damien celebrated a birthday yesterday. We heard Joe Douglas come out and say that Adam Gase is part of the solution. We want him to help fix this thing. I imagine I can just put that on a tee for you and you could take it from there?
Well, listen, when I initially heard it, I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? But listen, the reality is your GM, you're not going to go out there and bash your head coach in the middle of the season right now. We all know that Adam Gase, and quite frankly, the whole organization has underperformed, and that's saying it in the least. As far as this season is concerned, there's a lot of this roster is talent deficient. The coaching has been bad, and obviously has led to a team that hasn't won a football game this year. So Joe Douglas in his press conference, he admitted all of that. He, to a T, to a man, he admitted everything that's been going on with the organization is not good enough, and all these things are going to get addressed after the season is over with.
Damien Woody, how you doing, man? Happy birthday!
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Keith.
Yeah, always good to get another one in.
That's right.
I'm so fatigued of talking about the Jets, really, to be honest with you. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. How come the Steelers aren't necessarily getting their respect on a national level that they probably should be getting, being undefeated?
Key, that's a good question, man, because I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers as one of the most well-rounded teams in the league, and I think the thing that I appreciate the most about when I watch the Steelers, they find a variety of ways to win football games. And at the end of the day, Mike Tomlin shouldn't apologize for how they win football games because they're undefeated. Some weeks it might be the defense that'll win it for them. Big Ben has done it, some weeks. So, you know what, Key, at the end of the day, man, all it is if you win by 1, great. If you win by 30, that's great too. And they're just going to keep piling up wins along the way.
When you look at let me put you in the captain's chair of the Dallas Cowboys. If you were the general manager of the Cowboys, would you just blow this thing completely up and then move on and maybe look at, I don't know, if you're a top 3 pick, look at Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, depending on what you're getting back from the doctors on Dak Prescott?
Key, just watching the Dallas Cowboys and everything that's transpired, I honestly would blow it up, Key, because when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, everyone talks about Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, the wide receivers that they have, but really the strength and the core of that team over the years has been their offensive line. Okay, we saw Travis Frederick, their all-pro center, he retired. Tyron Smith, he's out for the year. La'el Collins, he's out for the year. This is a unit that's been a strength of the Dallas Cowboys over the year. It's been a big reason why the Dallas Cowboys have been competitive and been in the postseason. But this offensive line is getting older. They're injury prone. And so when I look at it, I think the Dallas Cowboys should hit the reset button.
D. Woody, with no Chris Godwin, do you expect to see AB against the Saints this week? And how much do you expect to see him if you do?
I do expect to see AB this week. There's been some injuries on the perimeter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the one thing about AB, he's always kept himself in terrific shape. We can talk about the things off the field, but when it comes to on the field, there's not too many wide receivers that do a better job of practice habits and then carrying that over to football games. Now it's going to probably take him a little time to get his sea legs up under him because we haven't seen Antonio Brown play meaningful football since 2018. But I think with him reunited with Tom Brady and clearly seeing the influence that Tom Brady had as far as bringing him in, I think he's going to be eager to go out here and show people that, I'm still Antonio Brown out here.
A player that's been eager to show how talented he still is Aaron Rodgers. Key and I got into a huge debate the first hour of the show.
It wasn't huge, so don't sell it like that.
It's huge. That I thought they should have made a move by the trade deadline to get a guy like Will Fuller. Key disagreed. Why do you think the Packers didn't pull the trigger, and do you think it was the right move?
Well, listen, I think the Pack. First of all, let me answer the first question. I think the Packers didn't make that move because they value drafting and developing guys. That's always been their motto in Green Bay, is that they want to sustain their roster by drafting and developing. Now, with that being said, Aaron Rodgers is a generational type quarterback. He's one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in this generation. And I was a little perplexed why they didn't make a move, because if you're going to capitalize, we know that Aaron Rodgers is on the back nine of his career. If you want to try to capitalize on the way Aaron Rodgers is playing right now would be the time to add a additional veteran wide receiver that could possibly help Aaron Rodgers. But I think at the end of the day, the compensation the Green Bay Packers didn't feel like giving up that type of compensation, considering they like drafting and developing.
That is correct. Thank you. One for Keyshawn there, Damien Woody. Damon, the trade deadline obviously came and went away at 4 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. What teams out there outside of the Packers should have made a big move to help them with a playoff push?
Wow, Key, that's a good one. I don't know if any other team is going to really, has to really make a big move to give them a playoff push. I like what the Seattle Seahawks did with Carlos Dunlap. I think getting him and then getting Jamal Adams back when he comes back off injury will help that defense, because Russell Wilson is just carrying that whole team on his back. So I like that move. But I think honestly, with the salary cap situation, what it's going to be next year, where it possibly could be dropping, I think that scared off a lot of teams as far as making a move in the trade deadline.
We got to mention our man, the birthday boy. Get the birthday boy the day after his birthday, the day off. He is just everywhere. I saw him on SportsCenter earlier this morning, joining us this morning. Go enjoy your birthday, and thanks for the perspective. Happy belated, by the way.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Don't let them work you too hard, man.
All right, D-Wood, take that day off, man.
You know that.
Well, you would know about that. Hey, Z, go ahead.
Speaking of putting it on a tee, wow. Still to come, numbers that